House Republicans making border security and illegal immigration top priorities ahead of their House takeover in January, if and when Kevin McCarthy takes over as Speaker in just 5 weeks.
For more on this, let's welcome in Ohio Congressman and member of the House Financial Services Committee, Warren Davidson. Sir, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Congressman, you introduced the Stop the Cartels Act back in July, looking to reduce human trafficking. We hear a lot about fentanyl, but human trafficking is something that we don't hear a lot about. Do you think that this bill has a chance of passing?
I like that it frames the debate differently. Everyone knows the border security is broken. Everyone knows our immigration system's broken. And everyone knows the cartels are exploiting it. Right as we were introducing the bill, the New York Times reported that under Joe Biden, the cartels are making 26 times as much as they were under Trump. Under Donald Trump, they were making about $500 million a year, smuggling people across the border. But under Joe Biden, they estimate it's over $13 billion. So the problem is huge, and who's pro-cartel? Hopefully we can get everyone to unite behind stopping the cartels.
Congressman, I want to talk about the attack on the First Amendment, conveniently ever since Elon Musk took over at Twitter. Kevin McCarthy was asked about this at the White House yesterday after meeting with President Biden. Take a listen to what he had to say.
That is offensive to me. Government's going to go after someone that wants to have free speech? What do they have to look at Twitter about? Do they want to go more after American public about whether they can have an opinion on something? I think the American public have spoken on this. I think our First Amendment stands up, and I think they should stop picking on Elon Musk.
Yeah, Congressman, it seems like the left loved Elon Musk when he was all about only making electric cars. Now that he's about saving free speech, they've got a real problem with him. What do you make of that?
Well, it's very clear which version of speech was being filtered at Twitter. And if you look at what's the administration's concern here, they're the ones that launched the Ministry of Truth or Disinformation Governance Board, as they named it. But fundamentally, we all know that these kind of coordinated activities have been going on behind the scenes with big government fans and big business fans, particularly with big tech. And now Elon Musk owns the company, owns the assets, has the records. And I think they're trying to make sure that he doesn't out them for what they've been doing in the coordinated way. They've silenced particular voices.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense what you just said. Now Apple coming out and saying they may get rid of the Twitter app, so people can't get it. You've got Apple, you've got Google. We saw this. They did this with Parler. What do you think needs to be done to stop this?
Well, those are two particular, they have a duopoly in terms of apps on mobile devices between Google and Apple. But this is a problem we're seeing with antitrust law in other areas. Just look at Ticketmaster and the concerns about, their lock on a lot of the market. We saw that, big with Taylor Swift's announcement and the problems there. So I think antitrust needs to get a lot of scrutiny, in our Judiciary Committee, but also in our publicly traded companies. So these are all publicly traded companies. They're involved in market shaping in a certain way, and I think we'll have a lot of oversight in the next Congress on it.
Congressman, you represent a district in Ohio that used to be represented by former Republican House Speaker John Boehner. Republicans scheduled to take over the House in January. It looks like Kevin McCarthy is going to be Speaker, but there are some Republicans that have said, hey, they don't support Kevin McCarthy. Where are you on that argument right now?
Well, I've only publicly supported Byron Donalds. Unfortunately, he didn't prevail as conference chair, but I think Elise Stefanik will do a great job for the team. No one's opposing Kevin. Andy Biggs did internally, but he's not campaigning for the job. It was essentially a proxy for people that aren't yet ready to support Kevin. I think the concerning thing for Kevin is there are at least 5 people who have said they're never going to vote for Kevin McCarthy.
Right. We
have a 222-seat majority. Does that really mean that there's no path for him? Right. We suspect there are more. I'm sure Kevin has a strong whip count on it, but right now no one's really running against him. The question is, can he move those immovable people and get the votes?
Does that open the door for Democrats to possibly have a speaker? Just about 10 seconds.
No, I think it opens
happen,
the door for whether it's Steve Scalise or somebody else as a consensus candidate.
Right.
And Kevin's still working it.
Okay, and he can whip votes, absolutely.
All right, Congressman Warren Davidson, thank you so much for your time, sir.
Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the
truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news.
For real people.